Effective May 31st, MSCI will remove Aboitiz Equity Ventures from the large cap index. Hello guys, meron akong 4 stocks in my watch list na ginawan ko ng review. AEV, ATI, Keeper, and BDO. I'll share my review in today's video. This is for informational purposes only and not an investment advice or recommendation to buy. Always do your own due diligence before investing. Let's go. Let's start with the Keepers Holdings Incorporated. The Keepers Holdings Incorporated is an investment holding company. It engages in the liquor, wine, and specialty beverage distribution business in the Philippines. The company offers sparkling water and buys, sells, distributes, and markets goods, commodities, and merchandise for wholesale markets. The company was formerly known as Da Vinci Capital Holdings Incorporated and then nag-change its name to the Keepers Holdings Incorporated noong November 2020. Market cap is 23.21 billion pesos. At ito ang kanya mga competitors, Merrimart, Philippine 7, and Metro Retail Stores Group. Keepers Holdings is a subsidiary of Costco Capital. In terms of share price history, nag-decline ang kanyang share price. December 2021, flat ang kanyang share price hanggang 2024. Nag-grow ang kanyang revenue and earnings since 2021. 5-year annualized EPS growth rate ay 32.7% at ang kanyang revenue growth rate ay 36.2%. So, ang laki ng growth rate niya sa EPS and revenue. So, it has high quality earnings. At ang profit margin ay mataas din. So, tumaas yung latest niya sa 18.5% versus yung last year na 15.8%. Positive naman ang free cash flow. Ang cash from operations naman ay positive din. Past 5 years annual earnings growth ay higher versus industry and markets. At ang kanyang last 1-year earnings growth ay same versus industry and higher versus markets. Mataas din ang kanyang return on equity, higher versus yung industry na nasa 9.5% lang. From 2021 hanggang 2023, nag-grow ang kanyang ROE. And return on invested capital ay mataas at 25.89%. High ROIC stocks tend to sustain higher long-term growth. Super healthy ang balance sheet ng Keepers Holdings. Wala siyang utang. Sa dividend history, nag-start lang siyang magbigay ng dividend noong 2022. Nag-increase ang kanyang dividend payment. So from 1.24 noong January 2022, yung latest ay nasa 1.64 pesos na. Dividend yields ay 4.8% with a low payout ratio of 36%. Kayang masustain ng Keepers Holdings ang kanilang current na dividend yield. Sa ownership naman, walang recent insider transactions ang Keepers Holdings. Overall, solid ang naging performance ng Keepers Holdings since 2020. Strong ang kanilang fundamentals at wala silang utang. Ito na ang latest share price ng Keepers Holdings. Nag-start na ring tumaas ang kanyang share price nitong May. Nag-increase yung foreign flow compared with the previous month. Tuloy-tuloy na kaya ang pagtaas ng share price ng Keepers Holdings? Yan ang aabangan natin sa mga susunod na araw. In terms of valuation, Keepers Holdings is good value with a PE ratio of 7.5 versus peer average na 12.6. At ang fair value estimate ng Simply Wall Street ay 2.05 pesos per share. At the current price of 1.6 pesos per share, so undervalued ang Keepers Holdings by 21.8%. Next stock is Asian Terminals Incorporated. Asian Terminals Incorporated operates the Manila South Harbor, the modern port of Batangas, and off-dock container yards in Santa Mesa, Manila, and Calamba City, Laguna. So, yung terminals nila nag-handle ng cargoes, shipment, and passengers. They offer comprehensive services which come second to none in the Philippine port industry. Nag-grow ang kanilang revenue and earnings over the past 10 years. Affected sila ng pandemic noong 2020 hanggang 2021. And then nag-start silang makarecover noong 2022. Kaya yung 5-year growth rate nila sa earnings and revenue ay mababa. 8-year compounded annual growth rate sa earnings ay 11.16% and sa revenue ay 4.13%. Mataas din ang profit margin. Yung latest na profit margin niya ay 27.8%, which is higher than last year's profit margin of 25.7%. Positive ang free cash flows. Yung operating cash flow naman nila ay consistently positive. Mataas ang kanyang return on equity versus industry's average of 8%. Ang historical ROE ay higher versus industry's average. So affected lang sila ng pandemic noong 2020 and 2021 pero nakabawi naman agad noong 2022 and 2023. ATI is highly efficient in generating profits from its equity. Sa return on invested capital, mataas ang ROIC ng ATI. Ang target dito is above 10%. 2020-2021 bumaba pero above 10% pa rin. In terms of equity growth, nag-increase ang book value per share since 2016. Equity growth rate ay 11%. Ang healthy rin ng balance sheet ng ATI. DE ratio ay 29.6%. Financially healthy ang ATI. Stable ang dividend payments in the past 10 years. Nag-grow din ang kanilang dividend payments and based sa kanilang historical data, once a year sila nagbibigay ng dividend. Dividend yield ay 8% with a payout ratio of 75%. Wala silang insider transactions in the past 12 months. Ito na yung latest share price ng ATI. Nasa 18.7 pesos per share siya as of May 31st. Tumaas ang share price banda rito, so bago mag-ex-dividend date. And then bumaba rin siya after the ex-dividend date. In terms of valuation, ang kanyang PE ratio ngayon ay 9.3. This is good value versus PE ratio ng ICT na nasa 22. Masyadong mababa yung fair value estimate ng Simply Wall Street, nasa 10.67 pesos per share. I calculated the intrinsic value based on price to earnings and equity growth. At ang nakuha kong intrinsic value ay 26.65 pesos per share. Ang buy below price with 30% margin of safety ay 18.65 pesos per share. At the current price of 18.7 pesos per share, undervalued ang ATI with a 30% margin of safety. Maganda ang financial performance ng ATI. It's profitable. Ang kanyang earnings growth rate ay above 10% in the past 8 years. Consistently positive ang kanyang inflow of cash. Highly efficient din in generating profits from its equity and conservative. Mababa lang ang kanyang utang. And meron din siyang competitive moat based sa kanyang earnings growth rate, equity growth rate, and return on invested capital na above 10%. Next is BDO Unibank. BDO Unibank is the largest bank in the Philippines with regards to total assets, loans, deposits, capital, and trust funds under management. It boasts one of the most extensive distribution networks, operating 740 branches and 1,500 ATMs across the country. BDO has a market cap of 684.94 billion pesos. Consistently growing ang kanyang revenue and earnings in the past 10 years. 5-year annualized growth rate sa EPS ay 16.4% and sa revenue ay 9.9%. 8-year annualized growth rate ay 13.73% sa earnings and 12.26% naman sa revenue. Compared with industry's growth rate, past 5 years annual earnings growth ay 16.4% higher versus yung industry. And then yung last 1-year earnings growth niya ay comparable sa industry. Bulk of BDO's revenue ay galing sa commercial banking at 88.56%, followed by insurance at 11.66%. Mas mataas din ang return on equity at 14.2% versus industry. From 2016 to 2023, higher ang ROE ng BDO versus yung banking industry. Sa return on assets, comparable yung ROA ng BDO versus industry. In terms of financial health, ang titignan sa banking industry ay asset to equity ratio and net interest margin. Sa asset level, BDO's assets to equity ratio is low. BDO has a sufficient allowance for bad loans, 153%, and low risk liabilities. BDO has an appropriate level of loans to assets ratio at 63% and low risk deposits. Kaya lang BDO has a high level of bad loans or non-performing loans at 2.3%. Ideally, 1.5% pababa ang non-performing loans. Overall, healthy ang balance sheet ng BDO. Nagbibigay din ng dividend ang BDO. Mababa nga lang at 2.3% with a low payout ratio of 21%. Consistent na nagbigay ng dividend ang BDO in the past 10 years. Sa ownership, may mga insiders na nagbenta ng shares at meron ding mga bumili ng shares. BDO insiders have bought more shares than they have sold in the past 3 months. Malaki na ang itinaas ng share price ng BDO from 2004 to 2024. Nag-peak ang kanyang share price at 159 pesos per share noong April and then nag-decline and downtrend siya ngayon. Here's the latest share price ng BDO. Sa ngayon, nasa 130 pesos per share siya. So after mag-peak yung kanyang share price, nagkaroon ng sell-off. So now, downtrend ang share price ngayon ng BDO. Nag-negative 1.92 billion pesos ang foreign flow ng BDO. Maraming foreign investors ang nagbenta ng shares. Walang problema sa fundamentals ng BDO Unibank. Strong ang kanyang financial performance and healthy ang balance sheet ng BDOs. It's financially healthy. BDO Unibank is forecasted to grow earnings and revenue by 8.7% and 9.6% per annum. If we look at the top shareholders of BDO, merong mga big guys dito like Vanguard Group, BlackRock, so nag-invest din pero nagbawas ng 1.85%. And even yung BPI Investment Management ay nag-invest din sa BDO. Ang fair value estimate ng Simply Wall Street ay 140.17 pesos per share. Higher ang fair value estimate ng Call Financial, nasa 164 pesos per share. Meron ding target price ang MSN Money. So, mas mataas pa at 175.41 pesos. And since magkakaiba yung tatlo, kukunin ko na lang yung average. Ang nakuha kong average ay 159 pesos per share. So, at the current price of 130 pesos per share, undervalued ang BDO by 20%. Ang buy below price with 30% margin of safety ay 111 pesos per share. Next is Aboitiz Equity Ventures. Aboitiz Equity Ventures is the public holding company of the Aboitiz Group with major investments in power, banking and financial services, food, infrastructure, land and data science, and artificial intelligence. AEV has a market cap of 196.3 billion pesos. Nag-grow ang kanilang revenue in the past 10 years. However, yung earnings ay flat. Mababa rin ang profit margin. Past 5-year annualized growth rate sa EPS ay 4.9% and revenue ay 12.9%. Compared with industry and market, mas mababa ang past 5 years annual earnings growth ng AEV. And then yung kanyang last 1-year earnings growth ay sobrang baba at 1.5% versus yung industry at 15.9%. 8-year compounded annualized growth rate ay 0.58% lang sa kanyang earnings and 13.05% sa kanyang revenue. Bulk ng kanilang revenue ay power at 59.91%, followed by food manufacturing at 37.35%. Revenue is 83.64 billion pesos, pero ang net income niya ay 2.03 billion pesos lang. The food group of AEV is composed of Pilmico Foods Corporation and Goldcoin Management Holdings. Pilmico is a leading flour and feeds manufacturer in the Philippines. Yung gold coin naman is a pioneer in animal nutrition and manufacturing scientifically based animal feeds in Asia. Philmico and Goldcoin is one of Asia's largest privately owned agribusiness. Malaki yung revenue contribution ng kanilang food manufacturing pero ang baba ng net income nila from their food manufacturing. Consistently positive ang free cash flow, kundi nga lang masyadong nag-grow since 2018. Sa operating cash flow, consistently positive naman. So very good naman ang kanilang inflow of cash. Mataas pa ang kanilang ROE bandang 2015 and then nag-decline na siya from 2018. Ang return on invested capital ay mababa. Ang target dito sa ROIC is it must be above 10%. Mataas yung kanilang DE ratio, so above 100%. Interest payments are not well covered by earnings. Nagbibigay din ng dividend ang Aboitiz Equity Ventures. Dividend yield ay 4% with a low payout ratio of 32%. Consistent na nagbigay ng dividend ang AEV pero volatile nga lang yung kanilang dividend payments. Sa ownership, maraming recent insider purchases ang AEV. In the past 12 months, walang nagbenta ng shares. So, nagbilihan lang sila ng mga shares. Malaki ang itinaas sa share price since 1996. Nag-peak ang share price at 82.5 pesos per share noong 2016. And then, nag-start na siyang mag-decline since 2022. Ito na ang latest share price ng AEV. Sa ngayon ay nasa 35.05 pesos per share. Downtrend ang kanyang share price since February 2024. Noong May 31st, marami pang nagbenta, kaya lalong bumaba yung share price. Yung foreign flow ng May ay bumaba, negative 4.01 billion pesos. Marami mga foreign investors ang nagbenta ng shares. We can say na profitable naman ang Aboitiz Equity Ventures kasi consistently positive ang earnings. Consistently positive naman ang operating cash flow. So check din ang inflow of cash. However, sa return on equity, nag-decline siya noong 2022 and bumaba pa siya noong 2023. Hindi rin healthy ang kanyang balance sheet, mataas ang kanyang DE ratio, ideally below 100%, and mababa ang kanyang interest coverage ratio. Hindi ganon ka-strong ang competitive moat ng AEV. Ang baba ng growth rate niya sa earnings, ang kanyang return on invested capital ay consistently below 10%, and yung free cash flow niya ay hindi rin nag-grow. In terms of valuation, ang kanyang PE ratio ngayon ay 8 versus peer average na 7.5. Price to book ratio din ay mababa at 0.7. So, AEV is undervalued based on its PE ratio and price to book ratio. Ang fair value estimate ng Simply Wall Street ay sobrang taas at 95.44 pesos per share. Ang fair value estimate ng Call Financial is 60.31 pesos per share with a call rating of hold. Mas mababa ang target price ng MSN Money, so nasa 52 pesos per share, and hold din ang kanilang rating. Kung gagamitin nating fair value ang 52 pesos per share, at the current price of 35, undervalued ang AEV ng 30%. So, para sa akin, pass muna ako kasi hindi niya na-meet yung criteria na ginagamit ko bago ako bumili ng isang stock.